So if we're not doing something that we want to do for us, that doesn't make us happy, what's the point of doing it? So do it for yourself. Number two, if you're happy with what you're doing, guess what you're going to make the people around you, those that care about you? You're going to make them proud. You're going to make them proud. So do it for you, then make those around you proud. Number three, has anyone told you you can't do something that you want to do? You're not going to be able to do that. You can't. Yeah? Yeah. Well, guess what? That's the last motivator. It is a motivator, don't get me wrong. Those that say you can't, that's the fire. That's the thing that burns inside of you when it's getting tough. Because you want to do it for yourself, make other people proud. And then those that say you can't, I'm going to prove you wrong. But it's not the reverse. It's not I'm going to prove you wrong if you don't really care about it. Make sense? So, what you guys saw is the highlights of a kid that gets up to the major leagues at 24 years old. The world is in front of me. Gets knocked out in the first pitch, Major League Baseball debut, ESPN Sunday night national televised game. And then you just see the guy that gets up with the Marlins who strikes out against the Cy Young Award-winning knuckleballer after 7 years of battling through injuries and all sorts of ups and downs. It's that 7-year journey that I actually wrote a book about called Get Up, The Art of Perseverance. And in the book, I talk about all the struggles, the personal sacrifices, getting released by multiple teams. I played for the Cubs, then the Dodgers, the Royals, the Angels, the Reds, Bridgeport Bluefish is an independent team. I had multiple surgeries. I tore my rotator cuff diving for a ball in 2009 after I was released by the Cubs, released by the Reds. Everything bad that happened in my life, though, ultimately turned into some form of positive. The shoulder injury propelled an opportunity for me to start a nationwide nutrition company from a product that changed my life, healed me in half the time, and then to date, I've helped over 100,000 people get off of drugs or medication or anti-inflammatory medication or being able to walk up the stairs. It's pretty powerful. The negative things that affected my life have put me here in front of you guys today. And if you take one thing away from something that I said, then that was a success and everything that I went through was worth it. Now, it sounds crazy to think about that, but it's the truth. In my book, there was a kid that reached out to me. The parents reached out to me and said, hey, can you sign an autograph for my son? He got hit in the head like you. He was like 10 years old or whatever. And he was really struggling, like really struggling. And I said, what the hell is an autograph going to do for this kid? Let me talk to him. So we connected, we had a conversation, and we stayed in touch. And you know what I found out years later? When I started connecting with him, he was trying to commit suicide. And after we started connecting and he knew that there was somebody else that went through what he was going through and that you can overcome it, he decided to live. Ended up getting a scholarship for band and is doing great. We're still in touch to this day. So once again, if what I went through allowed one person, a human being, to have a life, then it was worth it. So we always have to look at the positive things of sometimes the negative that happens. If we don't ever give up, if we keep our head on straight. So the last thing I can tell you is when I had you close your eyes and think about the best and the worst thing, does anyone know what the worst thing that ever happened to me was? What do you think? Getting hit? I'll tell you, you're not even close. You know why? Because that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Think about that. What is perceived to be the worst thing that ever happened to me or any of you guys, you may not know it, but if you never give up, if you fight, and you allow that skill, that gift of perseverance to come out, you can accomplish anything. And you can turn the most challenging, difficult things into the greatest thing that ever happened to us. So I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to listen to my story. If you have any questions, I'd like to open it up to questions. I am going to stick around after as well, but yeah.
Could you do a practice swing?
Can I do a practice swing?
Yeah, just with imaginary bat.
Sure. got it? All right. Any other non-physical questions? Yes.
Who was the guy in the video that kept telling, yeah, I remember talking about you.
So, who was the guy that was in the video, the crazy lunatic that was talking about trying to promote me to get back to the major leagues? It was a phone call that I received in December it was 2011, December 2011. And the guy calls me up and he says, hey, I got your number from Willie Weinbaum, who was a Jew, or is, he's still alive. And he was a producer at ESPN that produced one of my Outside the Lines pieces. And as soon as he said that he knew that guy, who I really respected, I was willing to listen to what he said. But he's like all hyped and you can see like